Hey, if you've ever wanted an adjustable desk, stay with me in this video. I'll show you the one I got and I'll show you how easy it is to put together and you can do it yourself. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome of course. And for all my longtime subscribers, welcome back. All right guys, today is going to be one of the first videos in a series where I'm going to be trying to convert one of my guest rooms into a place where I can actually do some recording, editing, and I guess my kids want to use it as a multimedia room. And it worked out perfect because a company called OdinLake reached out to me to see if I'll review one of their DIY standing desks. And of course, it would fit perfect into my space. So I said, sure, why not? So they sent it out to me and today we're going to review it. I'm going to go over the unboxing and the assembly and go over a couple ways you can configure it and the general specs for it. And of course, I'll be featuring it in my upcoming videos when I'm transforming the space that I have in my new room. Now listen, I'm going to leave links in the description to everything that I use here and everything that I do. As always, timestamps below in case you want to skip the portions of the video. I'll also have for you a coupon code that you guys can use if you want to purchase this that will give you an extra, I think it's either 10 or 12% off of your purchase in addition to whatever savings you have on their website. All right, so stay tuned, let's get at it. So let's go ahead and unbox it. One thing I have to say about this thing in lifting it is it seemed pretty hefty. I'm gonna tip this out. This is the wood color and the edges nice and rounded. You can see here it's got some nice plastic grommets already pre-drilled into the tabletop. Now let's go ahead and unbox the base. Just like the top, the base came well packaged. A lot of these desks seem to be, you know, pretty lightweight, especially the stands. I don't know if it's a motor or what, but yeah, seems to be pretty heavy at least. Straight out the box, got a package here, looks like with some bolts, parts of the frame, looks like cabling, another frame, this looks like for the legs. Here comes the motor, and another motor here, more parts of the frame, and a power adapter. So not too much stuff in the packaging, which for me is a good sign. It means that the assembly is going to be super easy. Let's go ahead and put this thing together. I'll show you guys how easy it is. All right, the first thing we want to do is grab one of the legs here and we're going to attach it to the frame. And this thing comes with an attached included Allen wrench, so it should be easy for you guys to get this thing. If you guys have a bit with an Allen key, this is going to go a lot faster, but these included Allen wrenches are good enough to get it together. Make sure you get these nice and snug. Once you're done, set the first leg out the way, then go ahead, get the next leg, repeat the same process. Let's go ahead, get these last set of screws in. The screws are all lined up perfectly. I know a lot of times I'll be working on these things and, you know, the screws aren't all perfect, so the desk doesn't sit flush. But so far so good. Next thing we're going to do is install the brace brackets here for the top of the desk, and they just slide in. As I look through here, I can see the hole all the way down at the base. The good thing about it is you can't install them wrong. It seems that they're only going in one direction. So once you have one done, you can go ahead and set the other one in place. And I think we're pretty much halfway done. All right, now it's time for the fun part. If you notice here on top of the table, we have 4 holes on this side, 4 holes on this side, and they're already threaded to receive the bolts that attach the mount to the tabletop. So for me, that's a pretty good thing, so you don't have to drill into the table. The only thing is you have to be careful. Sometimes these things can pop out if, you know, the table rocks or you jolt it. Other than that, seems like a pretty good idea so far. So what we're gonna do is you wanna set your legs above the holes so that they all line up. And we're going to insert the rails. When you're inserting these, make sure, you'll see some grooves here, make sure that they line up with the circle on this side here. So as you can see, I'm going to put it in this direction. Same thing on the opposite side. You're going to slide it in, and then we're going to put the other leg on and slide the rails in. Now we can go ahead, run our screws in. When I'm doing this, I kind of want to do a loose fit. I don't want to do them too tight because I want to make sure everything lines up properly first. So I'll start on one corner and kind of work my way around. I'll get 2 screws started first. Won't tighten them all the way. Jump over to the next side, line them up, tighten them up, put everything in place. One thing you want to make sure is you don't want to over tighten these screws. You just want them nice and snug, because the last thing you want to do is strip out any of the pieces down in here. These things are binding onto MDF wood, so you don't want to over tighten it. Once you got all the screws nice and snug, just double check them to make sure that everything is tight and you don't have to come back to do anything. All right. Now that we have the crossbar rails here, we can slide them to make sure that they're centered, they're not too shifted to one side or the next. And then we're going to secure it to the crossbar brace here using these holes as well. This is just to give it some stability. All right, the last step that we're going to do now is, once we have all the braces secured, the last thing we have to do is secure the legs to the top of the desk. There are 4 holes here. Now, unlike most of these other holes here around here, I'll show you. You can see OdinLake have pre-drilled some holes. These aren't pre-drilled. It's the only thing I wish they had done, but again, that would make it perfect to line up. But other than that, the braces are all in and everything is square, so we should just be able to drive these in. Now so far, this is the only time you're gonna need a screwdriver. Other than that, everything else, you're able to use the Allen wrench. So what you're gonna do next is just secure it with 4 screws, and that should secure our stand to the desk completely. Again, this just gives it some nice added secondary support. Now with that complete, we're on to the home stretch. Last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and connect our legs, and our legs should just slot in here to the base. Make sure the legs are facing up, but these are rubber legs and they're adjustable. So if your floor isn't level, they give you the flexibility of doing that. And all you gotta do is spin them. Once I got those legs on nice and snug, go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. And again, I love how easy and how well the screws line up. And the instructions were pretty precise and clear. Didn't have to fidget with anything. Everything is well labeled and went together well. All right, now we're going to install the keypad. Now, this is going to be the front of my desk, and on the right side, OdinLake have installed pre-drill holes, and they also have it on the left. So depending on where you want it on your desk, you can put it on whichever side. They're slotted, as you can see here, so you can adjust them back and forth depending on where you want the location of your keypad. If you want it sticking out from the desk, or if you want it kind of in the back side of the desk. Again, you want to be careful with this. You don't want to strip these screws out, because again, this is MDF. You don't want to give it too much force. I'm going to put it in, but not all the way, with my screw gun, and then I'm going to hand tighten it with a screwdriver, just so that I don't strip out anything. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and connect all the pieces together. So the way these things work is we have 2 motors, one on each side, which I prefer actually, because it gives a smooth rising and lowering of the desk, and it's a lot less noisy, and you can support more weight. So the way this thing works is basically you just have to connect them together, and you put one of the motors into one side of the switch like that, and it should just snap in. The other side, it comes with an extension cable, and all it is it snaps in again, just like that, and then you run it to the other motor here. And last but not least, we have our power source, but that just plugs in last. And once you're done with that, we are pretty much done. This thing looks like it has an orientation. There's a small one and a flat one, and they just line up with the corresponding holes in the power adapter. And then there's a clip that clips it on, just to protect it from pulling out and getting loose. That's pretty good. All right, I think that's it. Now that you have that done, you can go ahead and stand the desk up. We'll plug it in. I'll show you how to set the limits on the motor and talk to you a little bit about the specs of the desk. All right, now for the fun part. Let's peel the sticker off. Oh, that's so satisfying. All right, this thing looks good. All right, the first thing you want to do when you get it is you want to lower it to the lowest position that it can go. And then you want to hold the down button for 3 seconds. And it will mark the lowest position. That way, your position is set, and that's it. And of course, you can hold this thing down, raise it up, whatever height you want, One of the things you'll notice is that you have 3 pre-programmed storage heights in here, and they're pretty easy to set. You just adjust your desk to whatever height you want. Once you're satisfied with that, you just press the S button and press the corresponding number. Now I did it in position 2 just to demonstrate, so we'll see it here. And if I want to go back to position 2, I just press it and it should take you back into the location that you have it stored. And of course you can do it for 1, 2, and 3, whether you want it sitting, standing, or whatever you like. Apart from that, that's it. That's the programming of it. And let me talk to you a little bit about the specs of this desk and what it has to offer. All right, so that was pretty easy. We assembled the desk. I showed you guys how to program the keypad, and I went over all the pretty much the ins and outs of putting this thing together. Now this thing is pretty nice. You can see here it comes with 2 grommets, one on this side, one on this side, in case you want to run and do any cable management. It is plastic, so I would be careful that when you're putting any wires through this, you don't break anything. Apart from that, let me go over a little bit of the specs. If you guys want to order this, again, I'll leave links in the description and you can go to their website. They have a discount going on now, and I'll leave a promo code for you, which will give you an additional discount as well. The desk does come in black, white, a wood color, which is this color, and a maple color. And the legs also come in black or white as well. And you also have choices of a 60 by 30, 55 inch by 27 inch top, and also a smaller top, which is about 47 inches by 24 inches if you want something smaller. So it has varying sizes depending on what you want. Now let me go over a little bit of the specs for you guys. So one of the things right out the bat is you can tell the desktop is about 1 inch thick, and it comes with dual motors like I said before, which is awesome because it's super quiet. If you heard this thing going up and down in the intro, it's ultra quiet. You won't be disturbing anybody. And of course it comes with a keypad which is programmable. And of course, you know me, I want to get something that's going to last, and the weight limit on this, OdinLake advertises that it can support 275 pounds. I'm not 275 pounds, but it supports me fine. As you can see, I'm sitting on the desk right now, and I want something, and you want something that's going to hold up over time. The noise levels, it says it's about 50 decibels, which is pretty quiet. The height can go as low as, I think, 23 inches, all the way up to 72 inches is what I think it can do. And that's pretty high. So if you're 6'5", 6'8", you should be comfortable standing on this desk, and it has adjustable heights for whatever that you want. The legs are made out of steel, and they're pretty strong. It's pretty heavy. The desktop is actually MDF on the inside, and it's got like a composite on the top, which I don't know if you can hear that, but it should be pretty resistant to scratches, which I'm going to be doing reviews on this, so hopefully it's going to be strong enough to withstand whatever, you know, I put on top of here, because I'll be reviewing all kind of different stuff. Other than that, it's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with it. It's a little bit on the pricier side, but you can tell, you know, I've put together some of these desks before, and one of the things that you want to look for when you're assembling these desks is obviously the least amount of parts, the better. You can obviously go out and buy a countertop, a butcher block top, buy 2 legs, put it all together if you want to go that DIY route. But at the end of the day, you want to get a good value for price and for the time it's going to take you to do it. So it wasn't too bad. I would definitely recommend it from what I've seen so far. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a series where I'm going to be transforming my guest room into a man cave / editing session / playroom for the kids. So I'll talk more about it. Again, one of the things I'm going to be doing is getting rid of all the cables that are below here. You saw when I was putting it together. I'm going to be doing a cable management system to neaten up all those cables. And I'll talk to you again in other videos. So stay tuned, subscribe, and make sure that you're in the know whenever I put out more content. Apart from that, guys, it was a pleasure, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a review again of the OdinLake S450 standing desk, and if you like it, buy it. Links are below. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.